What is going on, guys? Miles here, and today I'll be doing another Infinite Warfare multiplayer gun guide for the X-EON, also known as the Xeon, which is what I'll be calling it in this video. Let's do this. The Xeon is one of my favourite guns in the game, and I think it's so fun to use, and it is quite an underrated weapon. I see not many people using it actually, which is a bit strange, but you can get it through Season Pass, you can get it through supply drops, and you can also get it through completing a challenge. And if you want to do it via the challenge, you have to complete 15 matches where you got at least one kill with 6 different weapons in multiplayer. Note how it says complete, you don't actually have to win these matches, so it is a fairly simple challenge. So should take around 2 hours to complete if you play team deathmatch or a fairly quick game mode. As for the damage, the Xeon does anywhere between 30 and 23 damage, depending on how far away the enemy is and whereabouts you hit them. So it's probably going to be between a 4 or 5 bullet kill. This makes the Xeon have exactly the same damage as the NV4, but moving on to fire rate, the NV4 has a fire rate of 612 rounds per minute. And the Xeon is quite interesting because it has a lower fire rate if you're hip firing, and it has a higher fire rate if you're aiming down sights. Pretty much the opposite to the Magnum, which was recently added to the game. So if you're hip firing with the Xeon, it has a rate of fire of 500 rounds per minute. But if you're aiming down sights, it has a rate of fire of 714 rounds per minute. So it's worse than the MV4 if you're hip firing, but it is better if you're aiming down sights. But there is one good side to actually using the hip fire mode for the Xeon, and that is that the hip fire spread is actually smaller compared to other assault rifles in the game. But when I've used this gun, I'd never really hip fire because the rate of fire is pretty slow, and it's a lot faster if you are aiming down sights, and I don't think the extra accuracy is really worth it. I just calculated it, and it turns out you shoot 43% faster when you're aiming down sights with the Xeon compared to hip firing, so that is absolutely huge, and I would probably never recommend hip firing with this gun. For the attachments for the Xeon, I would recommend the red dot sight because I'm not a huge fan of the iron sights for that weapon. And also the stock and the grip I find to be quite useful because the gun does have a fair bit of kick to it. And I would recommend actually a pistol on this class because, like I said, the gun is quite bad when you're hip firing, so if they're close range, you don't really want to hip fire, and I would recommend using a pistol instead. I've just thrown on the Hailstorm for now, but you can use anything else like the Stallion or the UDM, it doesn't really matter. And for the rest of the class, I threw on Ghost and Dexterity for perk 1, as well as Scavenger for perk 2, and finally I threw on a Personal Radar, because I don't think any of the perk 3s really synergize well with the Xeon. Unfortunately, all of the variants for the Xeon are only available through the Quartermaster, which kind of sucks, but it's kind of understandable because you get the base version of the gun for free. The common variant for the Xeon is called the Easy, which gives you reduced idle sway whilst aiming down sights. Not an amazing one, but it is kind of nice, I guess, and if you get it by chance, then I would probably throw it on. For the rare variant, we have the MCP, which has the on-point bonus, which speeds up aiming down sights and reduces hip fire accuracy, which I think is actually quite good with the Xeon because you don't really want to hip fire anyway. And the rare variant also increases movement speed whilst crouched, which is pretty much useless in my opinion. The rare variant for the Xeon is called the Farseer, which has the Hitman bonus where killing all enemy players grants a large bonus to your payload meter, and it also increases the damage range, which is quite nice, but I don't think the Hitman bonus is going to be that great for the weapon. And finally, we have the epic variant called the Warsight, which has the Threat Designator bonus, which is pretty cool. Basically, the optic counters active camo, cold-blooded, as well as hardwired. So that actually sounds pretty sick, but I'm not sure if you have to use the iron sights for this variant or not. If you have it, let me know down in the comments below because I'm not exactly sure myself. And the epic variant also reduces recoil, which is quite a nice bonus because it can have a fair bit of kick at times. But that just about wraps up my gun guide for the Xeon Assault Rifle in Infinite Warfare multiplayer. Let me know what you think of this gun down in the comments below, and if you found the video useful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty. Also, comment down below which gun you want to see me make a video on next, and I'll see you guys in my next video.